Good evening, folks. We are back with Dark Tide. Joining me tonight, as you can see, the cast. So, who are you? What are you? And to celebrate National Water Safety Month, what is your best tip to be safe with water? Starting with Amy.
Be safe with water. Hello, first of all. Hi, I'm Amy. I play Ruth Yosef, our Dalish healer elf. Learn to swim, I think, is probably the most sensible thing to be safe with water, because you can drown in a ridiculously small amount. So, swimming.
So swimming is your tip?
Yes, learn to swim.
As Tool would say. Alright, next is Eden.
Hello, I'm Eden. I'm playing Wraith, a Tevinter mage who is proficient in the mortuary arts, let's say, and fire and ice magic. And my water tip would be don't inhale it. It feels really bad when you mistakenly put it down the wrong pipe. Be safe, kids, or something.
Yep, seems legit. And finally we have Rowan.
Hello, I am Rowan, and I am playing Juniper, a little cat creature thing in a hood with many knives. Tip around water. Don't take a bath if you're like me and have the irresistible urge to breathe in constantly, despite the fact that you are currently half underwater. I shouldn't be allowed near any body of water.
Don't combine your love of toast with your love of baths. Unless it's by firelight. Anyway, so what happened last week?
I should was caused.
I should say at this point, there's no Tom this week because he's off on a walking holiday with his family, and there's no Shiraz this week because he has no internet at the moment. We don't know why. He's just sent messages saying there's no internet in India at the moment. So,
well, his part of India.
His part of India.
Maybe the whole of India, but his part of India.
So currently there's no Shiraz, there's no Tom. I doubt that will change, but it might. But yes, anyway, what happened last week?
We've investigated a boat. I say investigated, blew up. Is probably the more honest and accurate way of putting it. The boat that was coming in to port that was very suspicious and was kind of related to Simpkins, the insurance fraudster that we've been dealing with previously. It was kind of not moored up, but was just sort of floating out on the edge of town. And we went on a boat and had a look, and there were a bunch of kind of... They weren't zombified, they were kind of like afflicted, I suppose. There's some salty sea dogs that had fallen on hard times and were kind of like stumbling around. And in particular, the captain, who we found kind of just, staggering about.
There was a whole bunch of red lyrium in teeth.
Yep.
And my housemate helpfully in to explain it was bad.
It was red lyrium is very bad. We found a box was it human canines? Human dentures or something like that? Dentures, and the canines were red lyrium. Ruth freaked out and basically told everybody that they had to get off the boat. We bumped into the captain.
There was some very frantic raft making.
Yeah, someone stole our boat that we got. How we got to the ship in the first place. We rowed a boat there, and someone, while we were investigating, someone made off with our boat, so we were stranded. So Gimli and Ruth decided that they would build a raft because Ruth was panicking. And there was a conversation with the captain, and then unfortunately a fabricant turned up, which Wraith decided to shoot a fireball at, and rolled a critical fail. You rolled
and there was
natural
lyrium on the boat.
There was lyrium on the boat. Because of the he tried to attack the fabricant. He missed. He struck the mast, I think, or part of the mast, and part of it collapsed and amputated Ruth's leg from the knee down.
Yes.
And then we all made it off the boat in frantic panic. Wraith blew up the boat.
Yeah, placing the fabric in downstairs and then flinging another fireball and kind of setting the whole room on fire, not thinking about what was on the boat.
Yeah, because there was also lyrium dust, which is highly explosive, and so there was a fireworks show in the bay while we escaped, and then we made it back to shore.
Paddling,
Yeah,
on the raft.
with our makeshift raft, and we reported back, and Ruth went off to get drunk, and that's what Ruth did. I'm not sure what everybody else did.
Juniper was wet and had the worst day possible, and thinks so vehemently. No one had a worse day than her.
She thinks.
Sloppy little kitten in the corner, like, I got wet. It's not fair. Worst day in the world.
Wraith kind of sat ruefully on the dock of the bay, drinking his purloined booze from previous adventure, and kind of regretted every action he'd taken. I think is what he spent the night doing, just kind of sitting there, waiting for the sun to rise. Like, oh, what have I done?
All right. Well, we shall take it from there. So, as Gimli is off deciding verdantly that he wants to create a better leg, and Shiraz is intrigued. Sorry, not Shiraz. Vincenzo, yes. Vincenzo is intrigued by what Gimli is doing. He's followed Gimli off to his workshop. The rest of you are all there. I imagine you're all in the same bar as Ruth is trying desperately to drown his sorrows, and the rest of you are just kind of looking like, I guess we're kind of fucked. At this point, you sort of you notice someone walk into the bar and beginning to walk around all the patrons. They seem to like pull their jacket out and go like sort of offering things, and they get moving on. Eventually, they walk up to the group of you and they pull the jacket, saying, "Do you want any of this?" And he pulls his jacket out of the way, and you notice he has several what looks like necklaces and pendants with very bright red stones at the bottom of them. What do you want to do?
Are these bright red stones immediately recognizable as red lyrium?
If you've seen red lyrium, then yes.
Oh, Wraith recoils and
I
steps
say,
up away from
finest rubies from Ravine.
Oh, those aren't rubies.
Yeah, they are. The rubies. Yeah, rubies, yeah, rubies.
Bruce gonna like look over from it, like over his glass, and just look at him. Tell me one thing, friend.
Yeah.
Have you started hearing a funny song that won't leave you at all?
Well, you know, we've all heard Jeremy singing. It's not that bad.
No. This isn't Jeremy singing. It's a song with no words, no melody, but you hear it constantly.
Oh, this
even
sounds
in
like
your sleep.
This sounds like an experience I've not had yet.
Oh, if you keep carrying those necklaces around, you're going to find out. He goes back to his rub.
Well, I've only had them for about 20 minutes.
Oh, where did you get these things from?
Oh, I sold them out the back of the inn.
Oh, we should definitely check this out. And I'm hesitant to get involved with red lyrium, but we can't leave that hanging around. We've already had enough of and he looks over at Ruth, encounter, I suppose, with this stuff.
It's sickness.
I mean, look how nice it would be on you. And he takes one of them and starts draping over Ruth's arm. Goes, look how nice it is. It would suit you very nicely.
Ruth's gonna like yank him by the collar and smack his face into the bench.
All right. Let's do a strength roll. Let's see how this goes.
I had kind of that Ruth has been drinking since like the day before, since they got back. so he is like quite out of it.
Yep.
2 or 2. 10.
You swing, you miss him completely, but he, about 4 seconds after you swing and miss him, he goes, ow!
Too right. And then like flops back down and just like, go away.
He lands on the ground and
Jennifer's
kind
on
of...
the seat next to you, just like pat, 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 pat.
He goes, and what about you, young creature? And he looks at Juniper and says, you want some shinies?
Gonna stare into his face and hiss.
Ruth's gonna uncharacteristically just like pat her on the head.
She takes the hand and puts back on head.
Wraith looms over the man and says, well, it's fair to say that none of us are interested in your items, but I'm certainly interested in the person you got these from. If you'll lead me out to them. And he looks over to the table. Juniper, you look after Ruth there. He seems a little bit worse for wear after the misadventure.
Because of you!
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And he kind of steps away, trying to like get the guy with the shady jacket to follow him.
Oh, he's outside. You want to buy some yourself? You know, wholesale. Yeah, well, I'll get the idea. Come with me. And he walks out the back and he goes, he's in the room up there. He points up and he starts throwing rocks at this window. Eventually you hear a smash and a really angry sound, and then this figure with a massive hood pops out the window and goes, what do you want? He goes, I brought you a friend. He wants to buy some more gems, more rubies. Well, I've sold them all to you. Not interested. The door slams and the last of the glass just falls out downstairs. Well, if you're interested in buying them from me, you know, I'll happily sell you them.
Well, yes, and we'll see about purchasing these things and whether or not you'll get fair trade. I think you should follow me. There's a local lawman of sorts that I think you should meet and.
Lawman? No. I think I'm fine, friend. I think I'm fine. I think I'm on my own way out here. Yeah, goodbye. And he starts scampering off down the street.
As he's saying that, the Wraith reaches out with his long, bony arm. Can I get a grab?
Yep, roll. Do me a strength roll. As long as you don't roll ridiculously low, you probably grabbed him.
Oh.
I say that. He manages somehow to dodge your grasp and starts like scampering off in this sort of very Gollum-esque way down the street.
Wraith fires off thorned roots in his direction, like the grasping fingertips focus into like casting that.
Okay.
Can I shapeshift the guy into a potted plant?
It would take a very high roll to do that, but I'll let Wraith roll his thorns first.
Okie doke.
Ruth's just hanging on the doorway by this point. He's just kind of drunkenly followed them.
The roots go around one of his legs, only catches one, and he seems to be stalled for a couple of seconds as he's like pulling his leg, confused where there's suddenly roots coming out the floor.
What would I have to roll to do the shapeshift?
Your magic score, if you've got magic. You'd have to get relatively high.
3, and what does level 2 do? Is it?
Level 2. Shapeshift is mostly just yourself. Yeah,
11.
You'd have to have probably a lot higher to be able to shapeshift someone else. But yeah, you sort of you see Juniper's fingers wiggling in this sort of tink of magic, but nothing seems to go anywhere. At this point, you hear the individual go, Get off! Bloody plants!" And he starts like trying to kick it with his other foot and almost falling over.
Wraith strides over quickly to him and grabs him by the scruff of the neck. So, where do you think you're going? You're coming with us. And he negates thorned roots and keeps a firm grip and starts trying to walk over towards Ruth and Juniper hanging in the doorway.
Okay, well he's a scrawny man, so he's not going to put up much of a fight. He's going to be slightly wriggly, but he's not going to really do much. Okay. So you bring him back to the two of you. What are other you two doing?
Are you thinking of bringing him to Yevon?
Well, I think it's for the best. We can't have somebody running around trying to sell off red lyrium to any Tom, Dick, and Harry.
I suppose it's a wise idea. I'm just gonna swing his crutch around and his peg leg and just be like sway hopping towards where are we? Which direction are we going?
Well, we're in the bar right now. How much did you drink last night?
I'm gonna hold up 8 fingers.
I think it's more than that because I think this is the 3rd bottle.
Oh.
No, bottles.
Oh no, eight. That's very true. Yes. No.
It's a wonder you're standing. Oh, well, let's keep an eye on our companion here, Juniper. I think it may be on you and I to deal with any well, I don't want to say a misadventure, but well, then you know what I mean. Let's go and see Yevon.
Poke dagger.
Yeah.
Okay. So you sort of stumble your way along the streets, and eventually you come to the sort of headquarters you've been in. As you walk in, Yevon is sitting by the fire, even though it's quite late, and he goes, "What are you all doing here? Who's this?" He sort of pokes him with a very sort of stubby finger.
He's peddling red lyrium. I don't think it's something you want to be going around in this city.
Like, I mean, it's not red lyrium. I mean, look, he holds his jacket up and he goes, "It's just fine gems from Ravine. It's not red lyrium, is it?"
Wraith tries to shake him hard enough that the gems and everything falls out of his jacket.
They begin to start falling out, and Yevon looks at the floor and goes, "Aye, that's lyrium right there."
Well, you would know. You're a dwarf.
Aye. Where did he get it from?
Know.
The person that gave this to him or sold it to him seems to operate from behind the inn.
I see. Well, we should go speak to them, I guess. We'll take this gentleman downstairs. You all go speak to him. Find out where he come from, where he got all this from, because that's slightly more important than bringing this interesting peddler. And while you do that, I'll let Tristan get him out. He's got a good way with words, shall we say.
Absolutely. Well,
I'm sure he does. He's just giggling to himself.
Wraith puts a hand around Ruth and tries to turn him around to like.
Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
We're
Anyone else but you!
At this point, you hear Yevon going, "I thought it had grown back by now. Oh well, never mind."
Legs don't grow back, you idiot!
Juniper's got that face of like, Mum and Dad are fighting.
Are you sure it's wise I even come? Who am I kidding? What else am I going to do?
Well, is there anything we could do to sober you up a little bit?
I'd rather not be sober, to be fair, but...
Well, you hang to the back then. We'll, I suppose I'll do the talking.
Yes, because I'm missing part of a limb, so I'm slower.
Yes. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it. You have to understand those fabricants. They I don't know. They're so freaky.
At this point, as you're walking along the street, you hear, "Oh, it's freaky!" And one pops up behind the fence next to you and goes, "We're not freaky. You're racist."
Just gonna immediately duck to the floor.
You've got to stop doing that.
Can I pounce?
You can pounce.
Dex?
Yep.
Cool.
Forever traumatized.
Oh, you
Nope,
missed the
I did
space
that
out.
wrong. Balls. Oh, for the love of...
Extra numbers detected. Okay.
7.
You pounce, immediately goes, ah! And jumps straight back down, and Juniper jumps on top of the fence and watches, and you just hear the sound of bins being knocked over in the distance as this thing scampers off.
All 4 paws clutching the fence and like one little tiny picket.
They're inexplicable. They're everywhere. There's no telling where one of those things might be hiding. Well, I suppose we should just get on our way. And head on to the building at the back of the inn.
All right.
Ruth's still on the floor. He can't get himself up. Because he's just like trying with the crutch and like pivot himself, but he keeps slipping.
Juniper's gonna sit beside you and mew insistently. Not helping.
I'm trying to get up.
Wraith offers the end of the staff that he's acquired.
I'm just gonna glare, just like begrudgingly like take it, be pulled up.
Heaves up.
I'm not going to thank you. Just carries on walking.
All right. So as you get to the inn, it's the Fabricant Inn, which is the one you were in earlier. And as you walk in, you hear, "Oh, you're back. You haven't settled your tab yet."
Sorry, was that to me?
Yeah.
Was that to Ruth?
That's the Ruth.
Fine, yeah. Wanders up and takes out a sliver of gold that was Jose's and just puts it on the table. Like, I think you'll find that's sufficient.
Yeah. Anything else you want? He grabs the gold and it seems to sort of go into a mystical pocket.
He's just gonna blink and then, how much more drink does that allow me?
He turns round and looks, goes, what were you drinking? He sort of
Rum.
brings a small crate onto the bar and goes, about that.
Lovely. I'll take 1 bottle now. And can you store that underneath for me? And that no one is that's mine.
Okay. What name do you want me to put on the box?
Sorry.
What name do you want me to put in the box?
Theron Yosef.
Referring Joseph. Okay. You see him scribble in a way. He'll look at it. It looks like he's literally written Rat Joe. It's like, that's right, isn't it?
No. He's gonna take just gonna take the note and scribble his name in like this elegant elvish scroll. Like this. This is how you need a hyphen and everything, and that is how you spell my name. There.
Wow, that's fancy. I've never seen anything like that before. You've never thought to making signs?
No.
He sort of takes this thing. He's marveling at the name at the moment. As you take your bottle and are you going upstairs?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Yes.
So as Ruth sort of hobbles upstairs, you hear a sort of rustling sound in the room to your left. There's like 3 doors in this way. The middle door you know is the one leading to the office. There's a door to basically the left and the right of the door leading to the office. So one of these 2 rooms is the room that the dealer, shall we say, is in.
Logically, can Wraith, like, he saw the window the guy was at, like, he knows the lay of the building. We can figure out which one of these rooms it is then. So
it's you think it's the one on the left.
Okay. Right, that was the room that the man hung his head out. He hung his head out of the window and said that he'd sold all of his red lyrium to this gentleman that we've put in the brig. We should probably prepare ourselves. I had the feeling he didn't want visitors. It was quite a raucous sound when he was disturbed. Well, Ruth, you stay back over here by the stairs, I say, and, well, prepare some magic of some sort. Juniper, what would you say to... Can you hang off of the ceiling? And he looks up above the door.
Easy. I'm gonna just spring up and clutch onto the ceiling. tail droops in Wraith's face.
Ruth's just gonna take up spot next to, like, near the wall, near the stairs, but not, like, at the top of the stairs, because he's just, like, looking down going, that's not a good idea. I'm just going to lean against the wall and watch the hallway.
Okay.
And Wraith looks at them prepared, nods, and knocks on the door. Excuse me, sir.
Let's see what happens.
Say it's room service.
Room service.
There's a sudden silence coming from inside the room.
Wraith leans in a little bit closer, knocks again. Hello? Hello, we know you're... I know you're in there.
There is a loud crash sound.
Wraith looks at the other two, like, what's the thing? He looks up at Juniper, looks over at Ruth, and kind of goes,
I'd say that's calls for entry.
Juniper has already kind of ceiling walked into the room.
Okay. As Juniper gets in the air and looks through the sort of small grate above the door, she sees that the window has been, the remains of the window have been jumped through, and it's now hanging loosely from the edge of it.
He's gone.
what? Oh, quickly, down the stairs! And Wraith
Ruth's just
kind
gonna
of
stare.
brushes past Ruth, trying not to, like, oh.
Try not to body check Ruth down the stairs. Yep.
And charges off down the stairs and out the door to try and catch sight of this person where they've gone.
Okay.
Ruth's just gonna let those two, like, run ahead and not fall down the stairs as he goes down.
Bounding off.
As
It's
you
a
get down,
chase.
as you get down the stairs, it has been a relatively damp night, and there are massive muddy footprints from where he seems to have landed in a mud puddle and then kept running. So you can follow his trail. You can go and get Ruth. What do you want to do? You can look in his room as well if you want.
Ah.
I think Wraith is not the fittest person. Just charging down the stairs is enough to be breathless and looking at the mud. He's like, oh, and sees Juniper come up behind. Oh, he's ran off into the distance. What do you think? Should we go after him?
Juniper's still running.
Oh, he's turned and said that then, and
Juniper just sprinted past you like a enthusiastic husky.
should we go?
Just a black blur. Just
Yep.
Well, I suggest you go after. Ruth probably made it to the door by now. I suggest you probably go after
I was
her.
like,
And
I saw that Ruth's actually just looking out from his window and going like,
Yeah,
the door was
actually, I'll do
open.
that. I'll just stay here, hold down the fort, and see if he has any literature worth reading.
Wraith looks up through the rain, kind of, yes, and starts hobbling forwards with the staff as fast as he can, trying to catch.
Maybe grab a horse.
Looking around, is there a horse?
Not nearby, no.
Damn. Oh well.
Probably for the best.
Oh, those poor horse skulls. Anyway,
That's what I was thinking.
can I roll to see if I catch the guy? Like
let's see.
pelting after him.
You could roll to see how you go.
Dex.
Mm-hmm.
Do it right this time, Rowan. 23.
Yes.
Nice.
There you go.
Juniper bounds, smacks this very thick hooded figure in the back, knocks him to the ground. He lands in the mud with a very thick squelch. He rolls around and goes, what are you doing? I'm being attacked!
Can I try the potted plant thing again?
I don't think you're gonna get it, but you can try.
It's worth a shot.
Just on top of him, wiggling your fingers.
21.
Nice.
You try wiggling this. As you cast this, you don't turn him into a potted plant as such, but you do get leaves to slowly start sprouting out of his shoulders. And he goes, oh, I'm being polymorphed, get me away, help. At this point,
drag him back to the group.
you see 2 or 3 people start running out of the building nearby, going, what's going on? There's a creature, it's mugging that gentleman, we need to do something.
Help! Well, they're just...
Wraith, is it fair to say Wraith might have hobbled up now at this point?
Yes, it should be. Go, get back, creature, get back, and they're sort of waving lit torches at Juniper.
Hey, leave her alone.
You have to remember these people are not used to siren at all.
Yeah.
Wraith hobbles up and gets in front of him. No, away! Leave her alone. This man is trading in illegal goods.
Bad
Yes.
man!
They begin to sort of look Wraith up and down and go, yeah, you a wizard.
Yes, I am.
And got your circle documentation there.
Well, I'm not of this land. I'm Tevinter, and I will have you know that I'm here on behalf of the Grey Wardens. So
you're apostate. Oh, Grey Warden. Oh, where's your burn? They look at your hands expectantly.
well, we've yet to go through the trial, but I assure you, if you speak to the local chapter master Yevon, he will vouch for us. In fact, this man has we've got good reason to be taking him back to him now. If you'd care to join us.
No, we'll. Are they bothering you? So, yes, they're bugging me. They claim they put goods in my bag and they claim that they're mine, but they're not. Oh, well.
You ran away! I'm just becoming Index again. I need to go back to the squeaky high-pitched voice, but not nasally. That's what I'm doing wrong.
So they're like, oh, well, if you just give me your bag and we'll have a look through it, we'll roll this all out. Yes, sure. And he hands this bag to him, and he looks in and he goes, oh, it's the most beautiful ruby I've ever seen. He puts his hand in and pulls out this fist-sized lump of red lyrium. He goes, it's beautiful.
Can I break a branch off the man and start whacking him, like whack his hand to make him let go?
Sure.
Yeah?
Roll.
Am I rolling?
Roll your dex. Let's say dex. That's a dex thing.
Come on, dice. 21?
Yep. You lean forward, grab a large branch off his shoulder, snap it. The man squeals, and blood starts running down his shoulder from where you snapped it. And you start twatting the small man who's holding the lump, and he goes, Get off. Oh yeah, I think I should keep this for restoring the peace. Yes, I should.
No! Bad! Let go!
That's incredibly dangerous. You don't know what you're dealing with there. And Wraith is kind of... He doesn't know what to do. He can't fire off at this because that would be very bad.
At this point, he sort of goes, hey, gentlemen, I think you should keep this. You know what the plan is. And the two sort of men with him move in front of him as if to defend him.
Oh.
It's fight time.
Oh! I am nowhere. I am in a room.
You're currently in a room looking at some very, very bad Ravanian porn.
Ruth just like even in Ruth drunken state, he's like turning it over, going, "This is filth."
Right. What the fuck are we going to do?
So it's Juniper and
May
Wraith
I
versus
recommend the stuns?
two standard
Sorry,
men.
guys.
Okay.
Okay, right. What the fuck can a small cat do?
Yeah, what's the order
Stab.
here? Like who's going now? Like...
See, all of my options are either incredibly violent or evasive. There's no in between.
I mean,
Violently evasive.
Violent works.
I don't have stun. I've only got thorned roots.
Oh, have you not got stun? Oh.
No. So I'm kind of limited in my capacity to, like... Yeah.
Red
deal with
lyrium's
these
not
kinds of
explosive though. lyrium dust is explosive, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Well, yeah. Who's going first? What's the situation here?
We'll
Am
say
I
you,
close to the guy holding the red
we'll say
lyrium?
you two go first, considering that he sort of convinced the two of them to walk in front of him. So you've probably react first.
Okay.
Am I close to the guy holding the red lyrium?
He's got two men standing in front of him.
Can I dodge under them and try and grab it with like a bit of cloth?
Okay.
Just yeet it out of his fucking hand.
Do a dodge roll, if you have dodge roll.
Cool. Yep. 5+. And these dice have so far liked me.
Come on,
And
dice
now I've
bot.
said that, it's going to hate me. 25.
Natural 20. You do a very majestic, like, power roll underneath the legs of the first man. Come up, flick sort of underneath the hand of the man holding the red lyrium, which sends it spinning into the sky. What's Wraith doing while Juniper's doing this acrobatic feat?
As soon as Juniper's gone between the legs, Wraith holds out the staff in front of him and casts Fireball on the closer of the two men to
Okay.
him.
Roll magic.
$18.
Okay, 18. You shunk a fireball into his chest. He immediately catches fire and starts screaming as he's entirely ablaze.
Down!
Does he do anything else? No, he doesn't. The other guy is slightly freaked out by the fact that his friend's now on fire and swings and misses Wraith quite easily. The man with that did have the red lyrium can't take his eyes off the red lyrium and runs to try and catch it.
Yes,
So
I'm
it's back to you two
tackling
again.
him.
What was that, sorry?
I think I'm tackling the red lyrium guy. I think
Okay.
it's probably the smart way of going about this.
Okay.
I want to try and catch it before he does.
Okay.
And like catch it in a little bag or something, or at the very least grab my hood and like
Yeah.
swing it off and try and
You can do another dex roll. You can try and catch it in your hood.
yep. Because in a straight fight, I am not gonna fucking win. 21.
Yep. You jump through the air and you sort of, in one fluid motion, grab your hood off and hoop the red lyrium out of the air with it.
Nice.
So it's now Wraith.
Wraith, having just avoided the guy with the sword, pops a little fireball off at him.
Okay. Let's see. He manages to just dodge it.
Yep.
But the floor is now on fire. Let's just see.
I thought you said it'd been raining.
It has been raining. But lyrium dust. The man in the hood just lies on the ground, whimpers and covers his head. Doesn't do anything else. The one that wasn't on fire swings and misses again. The lyrium man, again, is just running after having been used basically as a bounce point for Juniper to catch this lyrium. So again, all of them do nothing. It's back to you two.
I want to use the lyrium in the thing as like a club to clonk him on the head
Yep. It's
and try and knock him out. Like I'm not trying to kill him. I want to knock him out to bring him for questioning. You know.
okay.
It's like a pool ball and a sock.
Roll.
Yep.
That'll probably be strength to do that. Roll your strength.
Strength, cool. That's my low one. Come on, I've been doing okay up until now. 13.
You crack him across the head. He just seems to sort of, but he seems to be mostly unfazed by it. It's now Wraith.
I don't know if I can necessarily parlay during a fight, but Wraith certainly is going to shout at the man that's swinging at him. I said stand down! This man is dealing in illegal goods! This is dangerous!
Okay. Does it have any effect on him? No. He continues to swing. Yep, he hits with that. He sort of is a glancing blow with his sword. You get a small tear in your robe.
Looks at it and always with the robes.
Lyrium Man does something.
Oh no.
He tackles Juniper to the ground. He cares more about getting the hood with the gem in it than he does about actually restraining Juniper.
Time to bite.
Alright, go.
Wriggling, biting, horrible mess in every direction, essentially.
Okay.
Specifically aiming for that little spot between your finger and forearm.
The one
Not
all
finger
cats
and
love,
forearm. I
yeah.
don't know what I was saying there.
So yeah, do a, let's say Dex to try and get that spot.
Yeah. 25.
Yep, you sunk your fangs deep into his hand.
Dice Spot loves you today.
He
It always has.
emits a massive howl, a blood-curdling howl at that. The man who is swinging the sword immediately drops his sword and looks over to see what's happening. The man on the floor even sort of sits up and looks over, trying to work out what the fuck's going on. And the one on fire has finally found a large vat of water to throw himself in. So yeah, it's Wraith.
So the guy's dropped the sword.
Yes. He's dropped the sword and is beginning to rush over to try and assist to rip the biting Juniper off of him.
I'll cast Thorned Roots on him then and try and stop him in place.
Oh, okay. Roll the magic. Yep. A natural 20. Yep. You sunk some roots into his legs. He can't move. The guy on the floor jumps to his feet, runs and tries with all of his might to wrestle the hood out of Juniper's hand that they're trying to hold away from the other man. He doesn't manage it. He's not strong enough to break the grip. So it's now back to Juniper.
I like to think her claws are clutched into it tight, like a whole fistful of claws keeping hold of that thing. Has he let go of me?
The one that's basically on top of you, yes, he's let go of you.
Cool.
He's currently screaming and clutching his hand.
I'm gonna bolt for the Grey Warden encampment.
Okay.
In the hopes that he will chase after me for this Hungalarium.
Alright, do another dodge roll to see if you can both get out from underneath him and also get away from the pathetic mage trying to grab the bag off you.
25 again.
Yep, again, with grace only known to elves, you manage to power roll between the mage's legs and start sprinting off at a fair lick before anyone else can really react, leaving a very confused looking Wraith behind with these one guy who's been thorned to the ground and the other two who are basically one's crotched in front of the other one looking at you going fuck, she's got away. So it's Wraith first of all.
So has Juniper gone in the opposite direction to where we've just come from?
Yes.
Right. Wraith then is going to look at them and go, looks like we've got what we want here. Good day, gentlemen. And runs off back towards where Ruth is at the tavern.
That's fine. Let's see. Natural one. There's an air of confusion as to which one of you to follow. So they don't do anything and you both get away.
Perfect.
Huzzah!
That was a very one-sided 2v3 fight.
That was the
great.
most I've rolled below 7 in a long time.
One person was getting all of the good rolls.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't know. All of my rolls are decent.
The dice spot was in your favour.
The dice spot decides to let Rowan tonight.
Point. It's gonna turn,
Right.
but it
So
feels accurate to the creature living in my house.
so we will cut back to Ruth, who, as I said, since Wraith and Juniper have left, all Ruth really did was look through the pile of books, finding the first two to be sort of very horrendously scripted diaries, which you couldn't read because they were too like doctor script scribbled, and then the third one just being, as I said, some sort of Ravanian smut novel.
Yeah, he's burnt that. He's already chucked that into the fire.
All you really find apart from that is you find some very like soiled clothing that looks like it's covered in blood. Seems to have been left in a pile in the corner, and that's really about it. And the bed looks slept in, but it looks slept in by someone that had several wounds or sores all over their body.
Oh, can I, using like his healer skills, can he, and his knowledge that it's been red lyrium, can he like make a guess that it's likely that's the guy that was like from the boat?
It was, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that was the guy that took our boat. Bastard. Yeah, he made us swim.
All right.
You'll probably want. There's nothing else in the room. There's no like
There,
cupboards or anything.
as you sort of look around the room, the only thing you find is underneath the pile of soiled clothes, you find quite a large bag of coin. That seems to have been what he was paid for the red lyrium jewelry.
Has it got any marks on it, or like maker marks?
Most of the coins seem to all be of Orlesian nature for once.
Oh. Well, we're in Orlais, so that makes sense as well. So, Ruth's just gonna take the bag of money and put that in his pocket. Nobody needs to know about that. That'll be a nice little nest egg for myself. Thank you very much. And then poddles off back down the stairs to go and try and find them.
Oh, about 10 minutes later, a very breathless Wraith reappears.
Oh, you missed everything. There was this huge chunk of red lyrium. They almost got away with these men, but Juniper, she's taken it to the Grey Wardens. We should quickly get out and get after her.
What about the man?
In the melee, and well, there was a bit of a fight of sorts. A struggle at least.
Oh, did you explode him?
No, I was... Well, I tried to be careful about that, and well, I set one man on fire. I suppose we'll have to try and find him, and... winces thinking about the fact that he has kind of harmed what was possibly a fairly innocent guy, as far as we're concerned.
Alright, then I suppose we better go find Yevon. Go back to Yevon. I'm assuming Juniper will meet us there once she's stopped running.
Well, I should hope that that's where she's gone. But yes, let's get on our way. You're not, well, you've still got your legs. Oh, sorry.
It just takes a big long sip of rum. If this bottle was any emptier, I would hit you with it.
Oh, well, I'm so sorry. That is just a turn of phrase. You must understand. Well, can I help you in any way?
No, I think you have helped quite enough.
Okay. Wraith lets Ruth set the pace then, and stays even a half step behind, as slow as that might be.
If he's half a step behind, he's gonna feel like he's being watched, and he's just gonna get more and more tense as he walks further. And he's just gonna be like, "Just go ahead."
I'm sorry. I'm just trying not to set an unpleasant pace for you.
I am 5 foot. I am quite accustomed to being the slowest person in the group due to my stature. Carry on. Plus, it'll improve my mood imagining me throwing a bottle to the back of your head.
Much as he's hesitant to do it, Wraith kind of offers the staff. So, perhaps you would make better use of this than I at this time.
I have my own staff. I don't require yours, but I can see what you're trying to do.
Oh, well, I didn't realize you had a staff on you. Sorry.
All right.
Wait,
So-
awkwardly then. We will just continue and get on our way.
Okay, so you make your way towards the Grey Warden settlement. As soon as you get there, there is a strange sort of crashing sound from within, and as you sort of run through the door, you see a frantic Yevon running around going, there's something in the rafters. I can't see it, but it's very active.
I think we know who that might be. Juniper?
I'm gonna kind of just peek my head down from like a weird angle. Like she's up a staircase somewhere and peeking through a hole in the ceiling. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
On top of a bookcase.
Yep.
My dear, you can come down now. I think you're quite safe in our headquarters.
Okay.
Holds
Juniper
up the-
comes down and about 4 or
these
5 will look like
chips.
trainee Grey Wardens come running along after her.
Well, I wasn't in the fight, so one of you two better explain what happened. All I
Well,
found was dirty literature.
we should take care. That's a huge chunk of red lyrium that our companion is carrying. And he looks over to the Grey Wardens. Do you have somewhere you could store this? It's to do with that man that we brought in earlier.
At this point, Yevon goes, "What?" And he walks over and puts his hand out in front of Juniper to take the hood off of her.
Bad stuff.
Ah, yeah, no, let me have a look. And he sort of takes the hood off of her and looks inside and goes, "Gee, that's a big lump of lyrium, that. How do we get at this? How do Grey Wardens get rid of red lyrium, maybe? Because I'm never actually sure of this, because nowhere it really says.
In the game, it's the lore says that there's a dwarven mining team that is trying to slowly eradicate it, but they're not. It's very difficult to, because it's something that isn't actually known in the lore yet. So, because it's going to probably be a big hook point for the next game, because of from the concept art that's been released so far, it's red lyrium is going to spread into foliage next. So, yeah.
Sounds like toxic material, like you'd have to store it underground in a box somewhere. That's kind of as good as you're going to do, maybe.
Well, that's how it was discovered in the second game, because it was all like when Hawk and Varric go into the deep roads at the start of the game. That's how they find the lyrium. They find it in this abandoned dwarven tag that is all like has got it and stuff, and it's there's like demons that have like fed on it, and you have to fight them and stuff. Yeah, so it's as far as I'm aware, there's a specific dwarven mining team that's dealing with like trying to eradicate it, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll need to check with back on that.
Okay. I will work that in somehow then. I'll just have him go, right, I'll take this away to get to deal with, but the problem is it's going to attract every lunatic in several hundred miles for something this big.
Well, we should certainly try to contain information if that's the case. There were a number of men that accosted us. Well, the man that had this in the first place, he tried to get away. You see,
Did you
and,
catch
well,
him?
there were a couple... Well, briefly. There were a couple of men that came to his aid. It seems that some of the locals knew him and took sympathy, and, well, they certainly didn't trust us, the lack of the Grey Warden's mark and everything, and he holds up his hand.
He goes, you've got the mark, and points to your brand that you got at the start of the game.
Oh,
That's what I thought it was.
well, foolish me. I failed to read the situation correctly. I'm not... I'll have to read up on the ways of the Wardens a little bit more. But regardless, they're out there still. We should... And he looks at the other two. We should probably get out there and find them.
Aye, well, see what you can do about finding them, and aye, we'll I'll deal with this. I don't know, I'm gonna best deal with this. And he sort of walks off and goes, right, the rest of you, guard the door and make sure no one comes in while I take this to the basement and try and secure it somewhere.
Oh, I suggest a well-lined box of lead, some heavy materials maybe, and put it in a deep, dark hole somewhere.
Aye, I'll have to find somewhere good for an hour and I'll take care in the morning. It's the problem with this thing. There's no proper dwarven tunnels anywhere near here.
Well, no safe ones anyway.
Well, we tend to not dig near the port in case we flood.
Prudent.
Very wise.
Okay.
Well, while you deal with that, then we should perhaps retrace our steps. Juniper, well, it's the fastest of us. You've got the best chance of getting back out after them. What do you think?
Should I run?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I've ever had to tell you before, but yes. Run, Juniper, run.
And zoom.
Okay.
Like
So
cat
Juniper
at 4 o'clock in the morning zoom.
Juniper runs back to roughly where the fight happened. What are the
she runs on all fours.
what are the other the rest of you doing? Sorry.
I think we'll head out after her, but
Yeah.
just at a pace that Ruth can handle.
Okay. So
He's using his staff as his crutch. That's what he's doing.
All right. So Juniper sprints back to where they were, and you notice that Actually, have we got tracking in this game? I'm trying to remember. Yes, we do, don't we?
Yes, and I have it.
Okay, roll tracking.
+3. +21.
Yep. You find that the muddy footprints have continued since the fight, and seem to lead back down towards the port.
I guess I am running ahead. No, my laptop's freezing again. Come on. There we go.
All right. How are the other two of you finding Juniper, just out of interest?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I was about to say, if she changes direction, we're not going to know where she is, so...
Probably leaving deep, muddy skid marks as I run.
Yeah.
Yeah, do awareness, and we'll see if you follow the furious cat prints.
How much is my awareness? 3.
13.
13. Oh.
Yeah, you can vaguely follow the trail of cat prints. You get down to the port itself, and Juniper, as you sort of arrive there, Juniper seems to be very intrigued by quite a large fish stall, which seems to be selling what looks like very interesting fish, shall we say.
Interesting fish.
Wraith looks at Ruth and goes, "Oh no, it seems that our companion's been distracted. You don't have any more of those knives about you, do you?"
Of course I do. I've got 7 of them, I think, left. Judy! 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 Look at the shiny
Waving a knife
Judy!
around.
Yeah, pretty much. He's just like he's leaning on his staff and he's like pulled one out and he's just like waving it around, going, Judy!
Wraith is leaning away, like conscious of the fact that he might be in the firing line by accident.
Bagadrini.
Yeah, just like stop.
All right.
Can I roll awareness to see if I fucking noticed them?
Yep. Sure.
Am I more interested in food or shiny things? I think it's
Look
3.
at that shiny.
9.
You are completely distracted by the shiny, and as you turn round and acquire yourself a new knife off of Ruth, the other two notice that the stall, which seems to be sort of ran by what looks like a sort of very large woman, goes, "Fresh fish, caught fresh today. Look at them, they're bigger than usual. Look at them." As you look down at the fish, you notice they have several long black lines across them and thick black around the fins.
Ugh. Those look disgusting.
Very popular. There's been something about a new flavour to them. I mean, everyone that's tried them has said they're wonderful and need more.
Come on, laptop.
Ruth's just like looking at them and being, I'm gonna roll out Arcana check. Because I have a horrible feeling I know what's happening. And I don't like it. 20.
Yes, they definitely are very, very tainted by Darkspawn blood.
I mean, the entire like population is like eating and consuming Darkspawn taint. So
I mean,
God.
lovely been bought in the port. Bought fished up the other day. I mean, there was lots of wreckage out there, but we've got lots of fish as well. Yes, lovely fish.
I need to.
Stupid.
We need to find Yevon now, and all of this needs to be destroyed.
Well,
they're
you're not
all
destroying
going
my
to
crop.
die.
Like, let's just buy it off me first.
Madam, your goods are contaminated with the blight. You are going to die.
Yes, that's what they all say. You're not getting my fish for free.
No, I'm saying you're going.
While that's going off, Wraith is looking around trying to spot any of the men from the fight earlier. If Juniper's come here, then he's hoping it's not just for the fish.
Let's see. Do an awareness roll.
Ruth, meanwhile, is like telling Juniper not to touch anything.
22.
Telling her why. Like, this is contaminated. This has got the blight. It's diseased.
She's
You
just
look
looking
around.
at the
You
knives in
notice.
your hands.
You notice that the muddy footprints seem to go down a set of stairs and into what looks like a very shifty-looking door in the sort of edge of the sort of lower docks.
Being that, he turns to the others and leans in towards where Ruth is kind of going at this vendor now. It seems that everything is happening around this place. Beyond this tainted fish, the people that we were chasing, their footprints, that they lead down those stairs. We should, we should probably just destroy these fish. What do you think?
Definitely destroy them. Completely destroy them. People are going to die. Or if they're going to become sick, turn into ghouls, possibly even creatures themselves.
Well, let's not bother
Insanity.
then. Step back, woman. And he gestures towards the vendor and he places the tip of his staff on the desk and casts Fireball directly onto the desk.
Okay. Roll.
Incinerate.
Do a magic roll. Let's see how big or small the fireball is.
I'll be right back.
Sure.
23.
23. Yes, you have a massive fireball. The entire table is ablaze, and all the fish begin to initially sort of get that kind of expand way, and then all start crinkling inwards and going black and burning. What are you doing? You just burned all my crop. You can't do that.
This is an emergency, woman. And he kind of gesticulates out towards the crowd of people going past. This is a health emergency. Nobody eat the fish. Tainted fish. Warning. Don't taint anything. Dark spawn.
At this point, she goes, "Bloody gloonies, why did they always come down the port?" And you see her sort of roughly behind her, and she brings out another large box and puts it next to the thing and goes, "Lucky I had some spare boxes." She cracks the top off, and there's all these, like, again, rotten fish with this, like, thick black stripes down the side, and goes, "If you want some fish, come get them. Come buy them off me. Don't worry about these bastards burning my stall. You just have to pay extra so I can repair it."
Are we close enough to the edge of the docks that a hard kick might put this box in the water, potentially?
A hard enough kick, yes.
Wraith kind of then strides over in a step or two and gives it a good hoof to try and just...
Do a
No, woman!
strength roll. You crack at the box, cracks, and it moves about maybe 6 inches. Which is not enough to go in the water, but it's enough to move it out of the way.
Wraith stands between the woman and the box. You'll not be selling any more of these fish. You'll have to work something out. Rest assured, the local authority will do something about this. But you cannot eat or sell these fish.
But it's my livelihood. I've had the best sales I've ever had in the last day. Look at them, they're all plump and tasty.
No,
You're
they're
going to
disgusting.
die. Index.
Yeah, listen to the cat. This cat understands fish. Surely you must understand yourself now.
Madam, you know the darkspawn.
What, the things that were made up for why we've got to take those for refugees? Pfft, those lies.
I'm sorry, my dear. You are mistaken. The creatures do exist. Ferelden is no more.
Yeah, that's what they all say. Bloody lazy ass for Eldon coming in here and live in our land.
I mean, the Fereldens are dog lords, and they are quite uncivilized. I agree, but in fact, the entire Ferelden is no more. It's been corrupted. How have you, Madam? What do you mean you don't believe that it? Oh,
well, you know, they say, "Oh, the blight's gonna come, but you know, that's all the maker's responsibility. You know, we believe in the maker, and he'll make sure we're all safe. We don't have to worry about it."
No, that's not quite how your chantry works. I'm not entirely sure myself how it works, given that I'm Dalish, but no. It does exist. It is a thing. There was a dragon. There is a dragon somewhere.
No, dragons aren't real either.
Oh dear God.
Next you'll be telling me sharks are real. Sharks aren't real. I know, I've been about all my life, never seen any sharks.
Good Lord, this woman.
While you're bickering, Wraith is kind of backstepping into the crate, kind of pushing it with the backs of his feet, like stepping it towards the water to try and get rid of it.
Ruth's just gonna have enough and just use his staff to just poke her and push her in the water.
Okay.
Because he's just like, this is ridiculous.
Roll your strength to try and push this woman into the water.
2. 11.
You try and poke the woman. The woman grabs your staff, rips it out of your hand, and you sort of stumble forward. She goes, "You don't poke me."
Sorry, it was. I was just having to test if you were real or not, because this is highly ridiculous.
What do you mean if I'm real? I'm real.
I had to make sure I wasn't dreaming. Had a few rums, you see.
Yes, I can smell that. Over the smell of burning fish.
If he's close enough, Wraith is going to give the box one good little knock and put it in the water.
Okay. So I assume you can just sort of subtly do that while Ruth is distracting. So yes, the box tumbles into the water with a loud splish. He goes, What have you done that for?" And at this point, you see 2 or 3 locals coming in going, "Excuse me, the smell of fish is very nice. Have you got any fish for sale?" Yes, I've got another box here somewhere. She starts looking, sort of digging around behind her burning stall.
Oh, you fools won't be told. This is ridiculous. And he looks at the other 2 members of the group. Well, perhaps we should just leave them to it and get Yevon to deal with them later. But those men down the stairs, before they get away, we should certainly get down there.
Come on. This is ridiculous. This town is going to actually destroy itself.
Oh, they've got a death wish.
How is every town we go to full of fucking idiots?
It's Orlais. It's Orlais.
God.
So with that, then I guess
Maybe.
Wraith will lead the way and kind of go, "Now enjoy your fish," and lead the way over to the stairs.
Okay. So you all going down towards this door?
Yeah.
Okay. So you all go down and into at this this sort of large metal door. It looks like it's very sort of flush with the wall, as if you didn't know there was stairs down to it. You probably wouldn't have seen it from glancing. So it does look relatively secretive, I guess, in that regard. But it's what are you going to do with this metal door? Are you going to try and open it? Are you going to knock on it? What are you going to do?
Is there any indication of sound, anything coming from within the place as we approach?
All you can hear at the moment is the sound of the tide below, literally about a metre below you, smacking into the rock.
Looking around the outside of the building, are there any kind of windows or any other points of entry, just visibly?
This looks like the lowest door. There doesn't even seem to be a building directly above, so it looks like it was maybe a sort of smuggler's passage or something.
Well, it looks like another door, and this one's a little harder than the last one. So we should probably brace ourselves again. Are you ready?
I suppose as ready as I can be. He takes another second.
Oh, well, yes, suppose a little bit for courage won't hurt. Well, let's go. And he gives a hard bang on the door.
Okay. Let's see what happens when you bang on the door. The door just flies straight open and claps against the wall with a loud bang.
Oh.
Well, we made them aware.
Yes, we shouldn't dawdle. And Wraith strides in. Is the room lit? What were we met by?
It seems to be like a long corridor. It seems quite dark.
Okay.
There is a sort of glimpse of light at the other end of the corridor.
Wraith casts light on the end of his staff then, and kind of holds it out in front to lead the way.
I'll sneak forward from that in the darkness.
Okay.
Ruth will shuffle forward.
Okay.
Okay. So you sort of shuffle. You sort of follow the corridor along to the end. Right at the end of the corridor, there seems to be it looks like a sort of an old ladder leading up. It looks very like full of woodworm kind of thing, like not a very strong ladder. But it leads up to a trapdoor.
Can I just jump up to the trapdoor?
Mm-hmm.
Dex?
Yeah, yep.
Ruth's just eyeing that ladder with suspicion.
12.
If there's like rot in it, he's like,
Going to be an extra challenge with the leg.
Yep. Especially with his like prosthetic is like held together with nails, and the boot isn't really
Secured.
secured. He's more using his staff to lean on than anything else, than the actual prosthetic.
Okay. So Juniper jumps up to the trapdoor, sort of pushes up. It opens with ease, and it seems to be the cellar of the the sort of smaller portside tavern.
So not the Muppets one.
No.
The Fabricant one.
Not the Fabricant one, no.
Not the Fabricant one. Okay.
I'm gonna kind of poke my head down and be like, more booze up here.
Huzzah! There doesn't have to be a rope as well. I don't quite trust this ladder. It looks a bit suspect.
Can I find rope? Like,
Let's see, is there rope?
or do I
lying
have
around?
rope on me? At some point, Nick?
No, there's no rope lying around.
What is around?
Quite a lot of barrels, quite a lot of bottles. There's a few very crude-looking wooden buckets.
How deep is this ladder? Like, if
it's a-
Wraith were...
Let's say it's about a 3-meter high ladder.
Okay. So I couldn't really give a boost and then help push up. And
Well, you could, but Juniper would also have to probably help pull Ruth up as well.
have we got the strength for this as a group?
You can if you want.
We could try it.
Yeah,
And
I
that
want
leaves-
to try
that
it.
leaves-
If Ruth, if he does fall, he's gonna fall on Wraith. So.
Yeah. Wraith kind of suggests this plan then with a kind of air about him of like, this is probably going to go wrong, but I'll take the fall. And
All right.
starts trying to give you a leg up. And
Ruth's just gonna kind of look at him and be like, "Are you offering me a piggyback?"
well, a boost more than a piggyback. And he kneels down. If you stand, put one foot on my shoulder, and then
1 foot, he says. 1 foot. I only have 1 foot.
oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so. If you just brace yourself against the wall, and I'll lift you up, and Juniper can perhaps try and pull you up as well. You're not helpless, of course. You can always give us a hand.
All right. If
Silently looks at him and is like,
if
"Fine."
Wraith rolls strength.
I suppose I need to roll Dex, maybe.
First of all, I need to see if Wraith can. Wraith can lift you up. So you're now. Your head is just poking out of the trapdoor, and Juniper is just looking at you, just kind of like, "Oh, you made it."
I need your hands. Can you pull me up, Juniper?
Okay, probably front of shirt, I guess,
Yep.
or random sleeve.
Roll your strength.
Heave, yeah, it's Mellow's stat.
Yep.
I've
You
not
managed
been
to
up. Huzzah.
haul Ruth up through the hole. So
Right.
Ruth is now up.
Yeah, we're gonna turn around and try and get Wraith up. I'm assuming we're gonna try and use your staff as like
There
something
is
to
a
like
shit
yank-
ladder. Like
There,
we
there is a
haven't
ladder.
tried a
Wraith,
ladder.
Wraith could try and
There's a
climb the ladder.
ladder. Do we
Wraith-
like?
He
No.
grabs hold of it, and like it's the first bit that rung or whatever that he grabs. He tries to give it a little pull to get a sense of like.
As soon as you
how
pull it,
dodgy
it just comes away straight in your hand.
Oh, it crumbles. Oh, well, the ladder's lost hope, but I might have an idea. And he casts thorned roots on the ladder,
Okay.
trying to reinforce it and give it some structure.
All right. Roll your magic. Yep.
21?
You do that, and it seems to give it enough strength for you to climb up it.
Okay. It's not a pleasant climb because these are thorned roots, so comes up and his hands are a bit reddened and he can't ceiling on them. And well, I guess we figured out that. And he looks around. Is there any sense of where these guys have gone?
There's a single set of stairs leading up to a door.
Well, let's continue on this hunt. And we'll
Okay.
head up those stairs.
Okay.
Juniper, are you leading the way again?
Probably. I want to stay out the light, you know. Shadow Mountains.
Okay. You get to the top of the stairs and push the door open. Immediately, there's a strong smell of cooking fish and you see behind the bar the big letters, "Today's special fish." And you're in the tavern that you were in for Andre, if you remember Andre's tavern.
Oh no. Friend!
And there's like 4 or 5 people sitting around eating what looks like these quite large, plump-looking fish.
Ah!
Wraith charges into the room and starts knocking food off of the tables. No, don't eat any of it! Ah! Quite frantic, just all over the place.
Give yourself the blight! Give yourself the blight! You're poisoning yourselves! The fishes are poisonous!
Okay. At this point, you notice that one of the people who was eating, his eye seems to have gone completely white. Like no,
Oh god.
no pupils, no anything, just straight white across. And he seems to be looking towards, and he meant to kind of sound.
Can I throw a dagger at his throat?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a bit late for that.
I'm hoping it'll sever his head.
All right, roll your dex.
Cool. Come on, dice spot. I don't want to deal with the darkspawn. 21.
Yep. It goes
Nice.
shrung right through his head. The dagger stabs into the wall and his head rolls around the floor, and very dark blood starts spraying everywhere.
Oh, bugger this.
We need Yevon. You weren't wrong.
We're not even inoculated! It could be one of us!
Is there any sign of these guys in here that we're looking for?
No, there's no sign immediately, but you do. But everyone is kind of panicked now after you've just basically walked in, thrown some dishes around, and killed someone.
They're poisoned! The fish is poisoned!
A couple of people begin to start drawing weapons and looking very confused at you.
Quickly,
Look at his blood! Okay, point at his blood. It's black!
I think they've become irrational, if they weren't already. Let's retreat. What do you say? And Wraith is already kind of making the door.
I don't even remember why we even came here!
For the men! Well, not like that! And Wraith just runs off.
Okay.
They're just gonna follow him. I don't know. I'm very drunk still.
The
So
party
that's
is
going to
running.
make the
Juniper
news
is
of
running as well.
the news of the fish any easier to deal with as all the booze. No. Oh dear. So.
I think we're just running to Yevon then.
Mm-hmm. I assume you are. You run back. You run back to the Grey Warden headquarters, and as you sort of burst in, you see someone. You see someone going like, "We've got lots of extra fish. It's a lot more in the bay. Would you like to buy some?" And you see the tavern owner going, "Oh, I've not bought fish in a while."
No!
No, not the fish! And Wraith comes crashing in, and if there's a crate or something, you just knocks it. No, not the fish!
What's wrong with him? Well, you don't think he likes fish.
Got the blight! It's got the blight!
At this point, Yevon sort of storms into the background. What's going on here? What's all this noise?
The fish is blighted.
Darkspawn outbreak!
The what?
Fish!
What? He looks at the over at the pile of sort of broken wood and fish, and he sees the sort of lines along the edge of the fish, the sort of pitch black lines, and he goes, "Oh no."
That's what we came to warn you about, the eating it and selling it, and
At this
They're
point,
not in town.
Nice, Terry.
people are turning into ghouls and crazed creatures.
he looks quite alarmed, and he looks at everyone. He goes, "Tristan, get everyone together. We gotta get out of here." And he looks at you and goes, "Where's Gimli?"
He was looking for, he was doing something for
Leg.
a leg.
Where's the other one?
Get him, mercifully.
Oh, right.
think he's
Go,
heading.
go find them. We need to get out of here. And we'll take it from there next week.
Oh.
Back to some big events.
How the fuck are we going to catch them up?
Oh, that was great.
So, does anyone have anything else they wish to add?
I will say that Ruth. You're what?
Juniper's fur is standing on end.
Ruth has already decided that he's going back to get his crate of rum.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's going to need it.
That's
Race
fair.
has just been full on nutty professor flurry, like robes all over the place. Ah!
The end is nigh.
Oh dear. Okay.
Crazed old wizard man, like, shouting in the streets.
Insane.
Riding above his knees a little.
Ruth's just like totally fitting the stereotype of mad divinity mage.
All right. So, as ever, we should thank you everyone for watching along today. We should watch the VOD. That's the very easiest way. Yes. We'll just quickly go over it. So our two affiliate sponsors are dndice.co.uk, which do 10% off amazing dice. I have some just there. They're the ones I always take with me to cons and stuff. They are fantastic dice. One day I will afford the Damascus Steel dice, but I don't think that'll be for a long time. The other one we have is Gemhammer and Sons Gaming, which you have 20% off. With I think both of them are Penance RPG at checkout. Gemhammer do fantastic things like Deck of Wonder and a lot of like stuff you can use to incorporate in your game. So yeah, if you have anything you want to get to make your game sort of randomly spice your game up for no apparent reason, go for them. They're great. As for everyone here, Mr. Eden, are you doing any more streams anytime soon over at Monkey Magic Eden?
Not today. I've been doing Fallout a bit recently, and obviously Clone Hero on Saturdays. But probably at some point in the week I'll do some more Fallout. I'm doing Old World Blues at the moment, which is good fun, just because the dialogue in that is ridiculous. Penis, fingers, and toes. That will make no sense unless you've played it and seen it, but there you go.
That's fair enough. Amy, are you doing anything else over the next couple of weeks that you want to plug?
It is for Laston tomorrow.
It is for Laston tomorrow. That's a good point. I forgot about that.
Tomorrow. So we have that on.
Yes.
Yes, I'll be there for that.
All right. Well, just quickly run over the streams. Actually, Rowan, are you doing anything else that you'd like to plug here?
Absolutely nothing. I work, I sleep, and I turn up on Sundays.
Well, thank you for that. Our next streams will be tomorrow. Should be for Laston, which is another more close to D&D style RPG. It's tomorrow evening. Tuesday is Bar Trauma. It should be me, Zeph, and Meow this week because Tom's away. That might change last minute if, for example, anything like Zeph comes up like Meow or Zeph can't do it, but we'll probably be that so far. Then we'll be doing indie horror after it. Wednesday should be me and Bellery doing Bloodborne. We're going to test the capture card that I have this week, and we're hopefully going to get it running. Thursday will be me doing more indie horror. Friday will be Deep Rock Galactic, possibly some Phasmo after it, and then next Sunday is more Dark Tide. So, thank you all for watching along. I think we will, looking at who's on, we will probably roll into Mr. Stu, who I'm sure you're all familiar with. He is another fantastic Scottish person. He does, he's doing puzzle games. He's currently playing through Monkey Island 2. But yeah, genuinely love the guy. Give him a shout, give him a follow, all that kind of stuff. And we will be back, hopefully quite soon, with some more nonsense. So, as I said, if you've enjoyed, give us a follow, helps us out. But until then, you all take care, have a fantastic rest of the weekend, and we'll see you soon. Good night. Waving.
See you.
Bye.